What's up there, YouTube? Coming at you with another review. I got a special treat for you today. And yes, Christmas comes early in this bitch. Anyway, speaking of Christmas, I went ahead and decided to get myself an early Christmas present this year. I wasn't able to do it last year because of motherfuckers over at the mall laid my fucking ass off. But this year is a lot different, actually. I work full-time armed security, 40 hours a week, 5 8-hour days at $14 motherfucking an hour. So, without further ado, and Christmas is about 6 weeks out, so I just decided to go ahead and take the plunge, you know what I mean? And so I said, fuck it. So I went ahead and got myself something that I've been eyeballing for quite a while. Now, I know that you can't see it from here, but I'll go ahead and move the camera. But, inside this box is a pistol that I have been looking at, considering, thinking about getting, never did, you know, for probably the last 6 months. Now, I've never owned a .38 caliber revolver, and I've always wanted to own a .38 revolver. You know, I thought to myself, well, fuck, you know, it's a Saturday night special. You know, what they used to, you know, the guys back in the 70s and the 60s, you know, they call it Saturday night special. You know, and 38s, you know, were used by Lee Harvey Oswald, and then a 38 got used on him. You know, the mob, they use nothing but fucking 38s, especially for hits up close. So the 38 revolver over the years has really become famous. But that's not the reason why I wanted one. I just wanted one because I know that a 38 revolver is actually a pretty good choice for home defense, you know, concealed carry. That's a pretty good option too. You know, there's a lot of concealed carry people. You know, they won't fucking carry a semi-automatic. You know, they love their fucking revolvers, and I'm not talking Western style either. Anyway, I decided to go ahead and get what's called a Rock Island Armory by Armscor. I'm gonna try fucking get a better view here. Anyway, I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Basically, for $199, you get what's in this box. Well, you get the box, and then, of course, you get what's in it. Now, mine was a display model. I don't know how many fingers have touched this, but anyway, you open it up, you got your foam, and, of course, there's your piece. And I'll go ahead and show that it's unloaded here in a minute. I know how people are. They freak the fuck out. Anyway, you take this off and you got a bunch of bullshit down there. You got a lock that nobody's ever going to use. You got 2 spent shell casings and your inspection certificate here. And they even threw in some lube oil to keep it lubed. And that's what he said. Anyway, so you get all this bullshit along with your instruction manual. And of course you got the revolver itself. This is the Armscor Rock Island Armory Model 238 Special. So you get 6 rounds. It's got a 4-inch barrel. Now, I'll go ahead and do the safety check, and then that way people, you know, won't freak out like, oh my god, is that fucker loaded? As you can see, it is not. So, I'm going to go ahead and set the camera back over here. Hopefully you're able to see that shit. Let me go ahead and readjust it. There we go. Perfect. Anyway, 38s over the years have become quite the carry pistol for a lot of people. Now, I've owned a lot of revolvers, and but I've never owned a 38. Never owned a 38. And I've always wanted to carry a 38 for outer carry. See, here in the state of Indiana, you get your handgun license, and it's good not just for concealed carry. It's also good for outer carry. So you can carry either way. The reason why I got this was because it was so dirt cheap. And like I said, I wanted to reward myself this year, you know, with an early Christmas present. And Santa was very good to me. He said that I was a very good boy. He said, go ahead, here's the money. Now, I worked my ass off over at my job, but yes, this is a very, very nice gun. Let me go over some of the specs, of course. It's 38 special, got 6-round capacity, got 4-inch barrel. It's in a parkerized finish, so it's not the most glamorous. You get these grips that are called combat polymer. Now, you know, word on YouTube is a lot of people like these grips and a lot of people don't. Some of them actually replace it with like a Colt Detective type grip. And actually, this gun does remind me a lot of the old police, you know, Colt, you know, Detective pistol. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. It definitely looks like it. I mean, yeah, that, you know, that just, it smells like bacon. So it's, yeah, it's definitely a police model. You know what I mean? No, it don't actually smell like bacon. It smells like oil, but you know what I mean. I think, you know, if this, back in the day, if somebody was a, you know, if a police officer, if this is all that he had to carry, I guarantee you he would have carried this. I've seen a lot of reviews on YouTube, both good and bad. There's a lot of people that just, they love their Rock Island Armory guns, you know. And there's some people that say they're absolute garbage. Now, for me, a revolver really isn't a revolver unless it's pretty heavy. And let me tell you something, make no mistake about it, this thing's heavy. This thing weighs 2 pounds. Unloaded. Alright, so that's some serious fucking firepower right there. Now, some people say that there's a problem with the lockup. I have not experienced that problem whatsoever. It locks up just fine. Single action, no problem. Nice. Double action, very heavy trigger. Let's do that again. Very heavy. Not so heavy. So it's possible to squeeze off 6 rounds very quickly with this in double action mode, but it requires some effort. And for me, I figured out the best way to do it is to make sure that your hand is in a position to where you got a lot of, you know, you really get a hold of that trigger with your index finger. And the only way to do that is to wrap your hand in a certain way, because I mean, if you just grip it, you know, just to grip it, you're not going to get enough finger there to really pull on that. And you really got to yank on that son of a bitch, because this thing is very heavy. This thing got very heavy trigger pull. But if you can overcome that, and if you can get used to it, it'll be no problem. But other than that, single action is very smooth, very crisp. So yeah, I mean, for $199, you really can't go wrong with really it's a very nice revolver. You know, Santa definitely, you know, he was pretty generous to me this year. It really does resemble a Colt Detective series revolver. Would I buy another one again? Sure, why not? For $199, how can you go wrong? But sure, there's a lot nicer models, more polished, you know, more, you know, better known, but for the money you really can't go wrong. I mean, this ain't gonna break the bank. $199, and I guarantee you, if somebody wanted to fuck with you, and you pull this fucking hand cannon out, I mean, this is actually a pretty big gun. I'm not the biggest guy in there, in the world, so I don't got the biggest hands, but I can tell you one thing right now. This is a hand cannon. I mean, look at the size of that shit. Here's my hand, and then here's the rest of the gun, and it sticks all the way out to there, man. I mean, if you were to point this into somebody's face, like, hey, bitch, you know, I guarantee you they're not going to fuck with you after that, you know. 38, that's another thing. A 38 bullet, I mean, it's pretty fucking powerful. A lot of people say, oh, well, you know, 357 Magnum's a hell of a lot, you know, a hell of a lot more powerful. Well, yeah, it's because it's a 357 Magnum, but a 38 and a 357 is pretty much the same. So it's pretty much the same bullet, and both are gonna really fuck somebody's world up. I tell you, I would not want to get shot with this just once. I mean, look at what happened to Lee Harvey Oswald. He got shot once and killed his ass. 38 is no laughing matter. This is the reason why the mobsters use 38s. I mean, it's a killer. So, I think for concealed carry or outer carry or whatever, if you're trying to figure out, okay, well, what kind of a gun do I want to carry for self-defense, you know, or for my own personal protection, what caliber would I suggest? You can forget your fucking 380s, you can forget your 22s. I think the ideal round would really be a 38, and I tell you, a 38 special is a very, very good option. It gives you that one extra round. But I know how a lot of people are, semi-automatic carry people. They're just like, yeah, well, get yourself a semi-automatic pistol. It carries like twice the ammo, 12 plus 1. I've heard it all. I don't care. I love semi-automatic pistols, but I love my revolvers even more. So uh, for me, it's outer carry. And it's going to be a revolver, and it's going to be a 38, baby. 38 special. So you want to protect yourself, protect your family, whip this motherfucker out. I'm telling you.